Good afternoon. This is Joe Krutzinger with our monthly recalibration of TSWs and a report. This is a monthly posting of all the updated settings for TradeStation. Just a note, the PDF settings that I give you are the most accurate. Now, you download the TSWs and they're fine, but be sure to check any TSWs you download with the PDF to make sure you've got the correct readings. This is the hypothetical disclaimer, and you can read this at your leisure. If you need a copy of this PDF, you can contact me by email, joekrut@gmail.com, or you can look at the eTrack Records website on the blog, or you can look at the JK members site, so it's available several places. I always try to show this in my presentations to show you what happens first of all, when the market changes against a system, and what you can do about it using either the switcher or a trend line analysis of your equity curve. Now, this is the Russell, the big Russell, that was optimized back in June 23rd of 2013. And you can see it went up from no money to a little over $50,000. Then it had a market change about March 21st of 2016. That's actually when the Republican presidential stuff heated up. And the market did change a little bit, as you can see, and that equity curve's been going south ever since. But this is a way you can take a good system and realize, hey, wait a minute, something has changed. You either have to recalibrate it, or you have to wait for that trend line to break back up the other way and then start utilizing that system again. These are the current day trade margins and contracts value size that TradeStation uses. And just to give you an idea of how much money you're trading, if you're trading the E-mini S&P, you're trading about $140,000. If you're trading the E-mini S&P 400, the mid cap, it's almost $200,000. If you're trading the NASDAQ, which is what I trade, is about $140,000. So it's a lot of money trading one contract. It's a lot more than 100 shares of a stock. So be careful. Even though the initial margin, for instance, on the NASDAQ is 52.25, the day trade margin is only a fourth of that, 13.06. So you can get yourself in trouble if you over leverage yourself. But keep these in mind when you're deciding how many contracts is something to do, because you're really moving around a lot of stock. Okay, here's all the input settings, and again, you can just pull up your existing workspace, change the input to these values, save the tab under today's date, March 22nd, and you're good to go. And that way, you don't have to worry about downloading TSWs, etc. But if you have any problem with that, let me know, and I'll be glad to help you either install the TSWs or make the changes for you on your current TSWs. Here's the razor settings, and you can see I'm using the NASDAQ 1 minute as my model. My stops are tight, and I've gotten chopped out of some trades that made over $1,000, 2 or 3 of them actually, because my stops are so tight. But trading an IRA type account, you got to keep your losses to nothing if you can. So I'm going to stay with it, and I've got a tight stop again at a $130 stop on that NASDAQ. And remember, we're trading $140,000 worth of stock, so that's very, very tight. And then once we make 130, we're going to risk 90% of the profits. But the one there with the green tab, that's the one I'm trading at this current time. Here's the razor with ribbons tunes, and you can see I want to bring your attention to number 5. That's the mini Dow. If you're looking for something to trade, to add that you don't need a whole lot of trades in, but you want to do something else, take a look at the mini Dow on the 1 minute. It's only a $120 stop. It doesn't have any trails on it. It trades till 2:11 in the afternoon, Chicago time. It's got a wide window as far as when it's taking trades. So it's something to look at if you want to add some more trades and not have a tremendous amount of risk on any one trade. Here's bar none, and the settings on bar none they just don't change as often as the other ones do because they're day of week based, so they kind of stay the same. But these are the new settings, and you can obviously go in there and change them as you wish. And again, look at the stops and make sure For instance, the mid cap has a $400 stop, and that's a lot different than the $170 stop on the mini Dow and the NASDAQ. So make sure when you're picking something to trade that you want to have something you can take 3 trades in a row and have losses and still take that 4th trade. Well, now we'll look at the basic 3 strategies, shapes, razor, and razor with ribbons. And we can see shapes made 1,090 in this month, the trading one of each. The razor with ribbons made almost the same, 1,029. And the razor actually made 2,480, so it did quite a little bit better. Those are the results of the particular ones. You can see the very best thing that happened was the mid cap on shapes made 41.50, and if you look and see, well, what's the worst one that happened? It was the mid cap on razor with ribbons. So the mid cap's kind of iffy. You got to be real careful with that one. Well, here's Joe's best, and then also the bar none. And bar none did really well. It made money in every market. It made $3,126, and that's pretty decent. But Joe's best was stellar this month. It actually made money in every market and made $10,007 in a blind walk forward, trading 1 contract each of these 5 contracts. So it's something to think about when you're looking and saying, okay, what shall I be looking at? Well, take another look at those Joe's Best because, like I said, they're walking forward pretty well, at least over this month. I personally think this is the most important table that I present every month, and I'll just go through it in detail so you get a feel. Yellow's good, pink is bad, so you can see shapes as a system, if you look at it, wasn't as good as other systems. It had 3 of the 5 would have been losing. You would have only won on 2 of the markets, and that's why I picked it as kind of bad. If you look at net effect of trading just one market, if you traded the NASDAQ and traded all 5 of these concoctions, you'd be down $145, so that would have been the worst. The best thing would have been to trade everything in the mini Dow, and that made $74.95. And the best any one system to have traded was Joe's Best. It made money in every one of the 5 markets, and it made $10,715. So that's how you read the table. And if you have any questions about it, or you want to talk about how to set up and see how things walk forward, these are hypothetical, but they're a blind walk forward looking at unseen data, and the total of everything here is $18,440 for the month. It's the best month we've had in a couple of years, so it gets an idea of how the systems sometimes jive. Now we'll shift gear a little bit. This is a real-time disclaimer. This is the account that I trade with my IRA account, and we'll take a look at the real results. This is looking at Joe Krut's razor, and this was a period of about 7 months trading the razor on the mini Dow. It made $1,900 in 100 trades. 49% of the trades were correct. It basically made $1.36 for every dollar it lost. Annual rate of return on $5,000 was 59%. You didn't need $5,000 because all you needed was the day trade margin was about $1,500, and the drawdown was $1,300. So you needed about $3,000, but I put in the 5, and it's only in the market 3.46% of the time. I decided then to switch from this and to go to the NASDAQ. We'll take a look at that one. Now, this is still razor, and this is now on the NASDAQ. And it was through the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays and up to today, and not much of anything at all. $240, 75 trades, 37% right, made $1.74 for every dollar it lost. Annual rate of return is only 12%, 12.21%. Not in the market much, 1.25%. But the real key, and this is my fault, I'll just be honest about it, I use a very tight stop. The average losing trades $130 in real time with slip and commission. And so that stop's too tight, really, and I've had a couple trades that had over $1,000 in them if I would have given it another 20 bucks or 30 bucks on the stop. So that's something to consider when you're adjusting, taking my numbers. You might want to look at those stops and make them a little bit bigger. I keep mine real tight, and I'm gonna hold the course. But that's it is what it is, and we'll see where it goes. My main products are ideas, service, and support when you need it. I'm really not a sales organization. I don't have a salesman. I pretty well just try to support my existing clients and get referrals from them and let it go at that. But if you need some help, all you need to do is give me a call or shoot me an email. I'm always available during the market, and email 24/7, 365. If you have a trade station and would like to try my systems, I don't take a credit card or anything. I'll just put them on your machine for full 14 days and make sure that it's something you want before you spend your money. I use a product out of Germany called TeamViewer that allows me to get on that machine and install it and make sure you have a perfect copy when you get from the Get stove. You've got razor with ribbons, shapes, and bar none. I give you all of them, and I give you the last 3-month back test, and then you can walk forward with it for a couple weeks and see how you like it. Well, that's it for this week. Your next step, again, if you need any help with your systems, my office number is 913-334-2202. I always have special offers to clients on all my products. For instance, if you don't have bar none and you want to add it, give you a good price on it. I also offer my stuff in open code if you prefer. My email is joekrut@gmail.com. Website's etrackrecords.com. Well, good luck and great trading. Hope we have another month like we had this month. It looks awful good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.